Bill Morgan. Both these teams, the Cardinals from Canfield and the Blue Devils from Talmadge, winners in walk-off fashion Thursday afternoon in their state semifinal victories. An ideal Saturday afternoon for state title softball. Sunshine, blue skies, a few scattered clouds, and temperatures will be in the 80s. Coming up as the OHSAA Radio Network pregame show continues, former Kent State coach Karen Linder and I will break down the talents, and there's lots of them, from both these teams, Talmadge and Canfield. After we pause for these messages from the OHSAA, all brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
You practice hard, you play hard, you're always reaching for your goals. You reach for the next point, the next yard, the next win. And after the game, reach for low-fat chocolate milk. It has the fluids to rehydrate you, the right mix of protein and carbs to refuel you, and the vitamins and minerals to help you build strong bones and bodies. Fuel up with chocolate milk. For more information, visit drink-milk.com.
Hey fans, June 15th is OHSAA Day at Raising Cane's locations all across Ohio. Go to any Ohio Raising Cane's locations from 4 p.m. to close and mention OHSAA, and a portion of your sale will go towards supporting student athletes in Ohio. Find your local Raising Cane's location by visiting raisingcanes.com and log on to ohsaa.org to follow high school sports in Ohio. Get out on June 15th for OHSAA Day at Raising Cane's and support student athletes in Ohio.
So why do teenagers play high school sports?
My reason why is a sense of purpose.
My reason why is to inspire others.
One reason student athletes seldom mention is to get an athletic scholarship. They know that only 2% of all high school athletes are awarded a sports scholarship. So why do they play?
My reason why is friendship.
Tell us your reason using the hashtag #MyReasonWhy.
This message presented by the NFHS and the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
You're listening to the Ohio High School Athletic Association State Softball Tournament on the OHSAA Radio Network.
Both Canfield, who will be in the third base dugout this afternoon, along with Talmadge, of course, on the opposite side in the first base dugout, getting ready for first pitch this afternoon. I'm Bill Morgan, happy to be joined by former NCAA Division I head coach Karen Linder. And Karen, we saw fantastic performances by both these teams in their state semifinal victories.
Both games were exciting, and honestly, in Division II, any one of the four teams that were in the semifinals could have won the game as the Pioneer today.
We have a Bud Day.
When we talk about Canfield, I know you and I were both very impressed by their talented pitcher in Melina Toth.
Melina did a nice job. She's a junior pitcher, and she has several pitches in her arsenal. She can use rise, drop, change, curve, and can change planes very effectively and has very good speed.
Talk to us a little bit, as we mentioned the Blue Devils, not necessarily about individual players, and they've got a wealth of talented ones in that department, Coach. But, boy, great tradition at Talmadge. This is their 11th appearance in the state title game, including 7 state championships.
That tradition starts with these kids when they're in Little League. Talmadge has a great Little League program, and they have 10 juniors and seniors on that team that have been playing together since they were 8 years old. So that solid nucleus carries them through. They're a great offensive hitting team as well.
And Coach, when we talk about their head coach, she came up through the program, now the head coach, but plenty of talent in the first base coaching box as well.
Yes, Coach Seeker was Brittany Lytle's head coach. Brittany Lytle's coach when she was in high school.
And the Canfield Cardinals.
Brittany came up when she took a teaching position at Talmadge as an assistant coach for Coach Seeker, and then 5 years ago they decided let's switch, and so they have switched positions.
And here they are back in the state championship game. We'll continue to get you ready for first pitch this afternoon after these messages from your local stations, all brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
MaxPreps is your source for high school sports. From schedules to stats, live scores, rosters, video, and photos, MaxPreps has it all. And when you download the MaxPreps app, you can add your favorite teams and get notified on the go. Have your own personalized scoreboards and stay updated on the latest news surrounding your high school team. As a proud partner of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, MaxPreps wishes every student, athlete, and coach out there a very successful season.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Ohio. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a number one draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
You remember that ball game we went to a couple years ago?
Sure.
And how you didn't have enough cash for 2 hot dogs, so you walked with me on your shoulders until we found an ATM? And then when we got back to our seats, we never saw the hot dog guy again.
Well, I don't remember all that.
Yeah, that was an awesome game.
You never know which moments will be the ones they'll remember forever, so take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 1-877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Listen, pitch and sinker.
Drawing closer and closer to first pitch this afternoon. It is the second of 4 state championship games at newly refurbished Firestone Stadium. Over $1 million spent to change the look of this facility, including an all-turf field. We're talking infield, we're talking outfield, and the pitching areas in the circle and the home plate area, as well as a brand new outfield fence and much, much more. So while the OHSAA, City of Akron, and Firestone Stadium have been in a long-term agreement for Akron to continue to host the state championship games, without a doubt, that over $1 million spent to make a great stadium even better going to pay long-term dividends, not only for Summit County and the city of Akron, but for all the OHSAA participating teams as well. Coach Linder, when we talk about both these teams, maybe somewhere that one has a strength the other doesn't have, and vice versa, in terms of matchups headed into today's game.
Well, I think if you look at Canfield, Melina Toth had an awesome game where she had 11 strikeouts and only gave up 1 hit. So you've got to look at that as being their strength. And when you look at Talmadge had 10 hits. And so their hitting lineup is their strength. Their pitcher is very good. Jackson's very good. But their pitching, their hitting is what has carried them. So I think when you're looking at this matchup, Ken Talmadge hit Toth.
Our 4-person umpiring crew for today's matchup, much like the teams, they get here as a result of efforts and being rated by coaches throughout the course of the 2023 season. Behind the plate, Steve Hartman at first base, Eric Steinhelfer at second base, Edwin Roberts, and at third base, Dan Hodis. So they are, while trying to remain composed, as excited to be here as the teams are. The outfield, 200 feet down the left field and right field lines at 225 beat the straightaway center. Now, here's our national anthem. The national anthem this afternoon. Coach Linder and I have the first pitch and all the play-by-play action coming right up after these messages from the Ohio Athletic Association and the state softball tournament broadcast, all brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
Spectrum News 1, a new kind of news channel dedicated to refreshing storytelling and empowering communities across the Buckeye State. With your local forecast every 10 minutes and all of the essential news you need 24/7. Plus, in-depth shows and exclusives focused on your community. Always Ohio, always refreshing, always on. We are Spectrum News 1, exclusively on Spectrum.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Ohio. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The following is a broadcast presentation of the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
The first pitch between the Blue Devils of Talmadge and the Cardinals of Canfield, just moments away. And certainly in terms of a loud crowd, we'll hear it from both teams, Coach. But Talmadge, obviously, from a geographic perspective, a lot closer than Canfield, but Canfield not all that far away either.
No, both teams have brought a lot of fans. It's very rare that you see at Firestone Stadium where the seats and the sunshine are filled, and they're filled today with both blue and red.
In the opening of the 4 state title games today, it was Division III, and the Wheelersburg Pirates, one of the most dominant teams in any division in the state, coming up with a win as they flank Indian Lake 6-0. Another title for the Pirates, and I don't care, Coach, if it's your first or your 5th or your 7th. Anytime you can get a state championship, certainly a big, big thing throughout the course of the campaign as well. It'll be Canfield, the home team, so they will come out on the field first, and Talmadge will get the first opportunity to put a run or runs on the board. Lexi Gray, the catcher, is their leadoff hitter. Melina Toth finishing her warm-ups in the circle, as the rest of the team doing so across the turf facility as well. After this Division II title clash, the Division I state championship game set to go at 3 o'clock. And at 5:30, the Division IV championship battle where the Strasburg Tigers from right down 77 in Tuscarawas County will try and pick up their second consecutive state crown under the guidance of head coach Tom Spadell.
Leading off the top of the first inning for Talmadge, the catcher, number
Lexi
11,
Gray
Lexi
to lead
Gray.
things off for Talmadge. Gray hitting .398 on the season. Toth's first pitch to her, a called strike on the outside corner. Toth's numbers coming into the state tournament, a record of 16-0, her ERA 0.75. The 0-1 pitch, that is high for a ball. And maybe one of the things that Coach Michael Kernan likes best about his pitcher, strikeout to walk ratio 10-1. The 1-1 pitch, Gray swinging and missing, 1-2. 244 Ks on the campaign as opposed to just 24 walks.
This is going to be key for Canfield to keep her off the base because she makes a lot happen when she gets on the base because she's got great speed too. So definitely a key out to start this game.
Gray fouling off on a big bounce. Back behind the home plate area, the 1-2 pitch. So the count stays at 1-2. Toast 1-2, a swing and a miss. So Gray fans to start the game. And as Coach Linder was mentioning during our OHSAA Radio Network pregame show,
Second, the right fielder,
Toth racked
number
up a
5,
number of strikeouts
Layla
in the state
Stazak.
semifinal win, and she keeps that train cruising here early this afternoon. That'll bring Layla Stazak to the plate. Shows bunt, drops down a nice one. Fielded to follow on the first base just in time, and we saw the glove of Panunzio be outstanding in the semifinal matchup, and Coach, she picks up where she left off.
Yeah, that was a great play. She read that very well, and they scouted Talmadge, so they anticipated that Stazak was
Batting
going
third.
to bunt, and she played it
First
really
baseman,
nicely.
number 7, Jocelyn Caffell.
That'll bring Jocelyn Caffell to the plate. Coach Linder talked about good averages throughout this Blue Devil lineup. Certainly Caffell would be representative of that if she swings and misses at the first pitch, hitting .512 on the year and a school record 16 doubles. The 0-1 pitch sailing high for a ball, 1-1.
Toth looks a lot more relaxed today than she did when she started the game on Thursday. So she's gonna be hard to hit.
A swing and a miss as Toth, as she did in the semis, working ahead in the count, 1-2. Caffell steps out of the box, climbs back in, asks for time. Toth ready, and the 1-2 pitch. A called strike 3 on the outside corner. After a half inning of play in Division II, Talmadge scoreless, Canfield coming to bat as we pause for these messages from the OHSAA, all brought to you by Delicious Chocolate Milk.
Hey, football fans, now's the perfect time to rush to Canton to visit the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Located only a short drive away, the hall provides experiences you can't get anywhere else. Enjoy the Super Bowl Theater, the Game for Life holographic experience, interactive displays, one-of-a-kind memorabilia, and lots more. The hall is open 7 days a week, so what are you waiting for? Get off the bench and get into the game. Tickets are available right now at profootballhof.com.
The game is over, but this time, instead of asking how many goals did you score or what were your stats, try asking these questions. Were you a good teammate? Were you coachable? Did you give 100%? And did you have fun? Because those are the values that school sports instill in Ohio's young people, where winning and losing are secondary to the life lessons that will stay with kids long after their playing days are over. This is the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Educate through sports. You're listening to the Ohio High School Athletic Association State Softball Tournament on the OHSAA Radio Network.
www.ohsaa.org, along with our other
One of the
social
two
media
things the pitchers for Talmadge now in the field and Canfield have in common, they're both underclassmen. So whether you're cheering on the Blue Devils today or the Cardinals, you're going to like Coach with that bode for the future when your talented right arm in the circle will be back next year.
Absolutely. And Jackson has done a very good job for Talmadge all year.
Leading off
And
for Canfield in the bottom of the first
has
inning.
a lot of different
Center fielder,
pitches and
number
weapons
one,
that she
Jenna
can
Treveri.
use, just as Toth does.
Jenna Treveri, the freshman center fielder, to lead it off for Canfield. Takes the first pitch, a called strike on the inside corner. What a ninth grade year it's been for Treveri. Hitting .457, 34 runs scored, and 6 triples. Great speed for the freshman. The next pitch lined into the glove at third base on a great grab over at the hot corner. Sydney Becks for Talmadge.
Yeah, Bex, all she had to do was just raise her glove, but that was a very hard hit ball.
Panunzio coming to the plate. Panunzio, a senior, hitting .457, 17 RBIs, fouls that one off the netting. First base side, and it bounces down into the walkway between Talmadge's first base dugout
Second, the third
and the
baseman, number
stands.
6, Gianna Panunzio.
Panunzio is one of 12 juniors and seniors on their team.
And she lines it into center field for a base hit. So she picks up the first base hit of the game for either team. And her one-out single, and the Cardinals have a runner on as Haley Freedy.
Batting third,
The CHS
the left fielder,
left
number
fielder
2,
comes
Haley
to the plate.
Freedy.
Right-handed hitter fouls that one off and bounces off the netting back down onto the field in front of the Talmadge dugout. 0-1. Riley Jackson getting the ball back and walking back to the circle. She's ready. Her 0-1 pitch. Popped off foul, and that's out of play. And a fan stood up like she was going to make a play on the ball and came nowhere close.
Riley also looks a little more comfortable today. She struggled a little bit in their first game early on. It took her a while to get comfortable.
The next pitch outside, trying to steal second. A third down, not in time. Panunzio with the stolen base. So she's in scoring position. The pitch was a strike. Count 0-2 on Haley Freedy. Now, any softball coach, whether it's Brittany Lionel at Talmadge or Michael Kernan at Canfield, would tell you, especially in the state championship game, if you can get an early lead, that's a good thing.
Definitely is an advantage. It takes some pressure off your pitcher as well.
The next pitch, a fly ball to right field, drifting over, making a catch in foul territory for the second out, tagging and going from second to third, Panunzio, but now 2 outs in the inning.
Stazak did a nice job in right field. She had to run a long way to go get that. There's a little bit of breeze today, so the ball was going that direction.
Now to bring Faith Morrell to the plate. Morrell, 14 RBIs, bounces it to short, fielded, throws on to first in time to get Morrell and the Cardinals in the first inning. After one completed Firestone Stadium, Canfield and Talmadge scoreless. Time now for messages from your local stations on the OHSAA network, brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
Hey, football fans, now's the perfect time to rush to Canton to visit the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Located only a short drive away, the hall provides experiences you can't get anywhere else. Enjoy the Super Bowl Theater, the Game for Life holographic experience, interactive displays, one-of-a-kind memorabilia, and lots more. The hall is open 7 days a week, so what are you waiting for? Get off the bench and get into the game. Tickets are available right now at profootballhof.com.
The game is over, but this time, instead of asking how many goals did you score or what were your stats, try asking these questions. Were you a good teammate? Were you coachable? Did you give 100%? And Did you have fun? Because those are the values that school sports instill in Ohio's young people, where winning and losing are secondary to the life lessons that will stay with kids long after their playing days are over. This is the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Educate through sports.
For the Blue Devils, the top of the second inning, batting in the fourth
Scoreless
position,
after one
the
inning
left
of
fielder,
play
17,
between Talmadge
Marley Queen.
and Canfield. Marley Queen to lead things off for Talmadge here in the top of inning number 2. First pitch, a called strike. Queen's offensive numbers on the year, impressive to be sure. 426, 3 long balls, 31 RBIs. Next pitch, a swing and a miss.
Queen had a key bunt in that 7th inning in their victory on Thursday to move the tying-winning runs into position.
The 0-2 from Toth upstairs for a ball. Toth ready, and the next pitch, a swing and a miss for the first out in the Blue Devils' second inning. So this taking on some similarities to Thursday from Toth's perspective. She has faced 4 batters so far and struck out 3 of the 4 she has faced. Toth fanned 11 in 7 innings of work. That'll bring Katie Hoot to the plate. She's a designated player, batting for the pitcher, Riley Jackson. First pitch to her is a ball. Toth ready and sends the 1-0 plate work. Called strike on the outside corner. Hoot on Thursday went 1 for 2 with an RBI. And that 1-run Blue Devil victory. A 1-1 pitch, bounced on a quick bounce, foul over off the fronting of the Talmadge dugout. 1-2.
It will be interesting to see as the game goes on. Talmadge just needs to get their timing down. They're taking good swings. It's just a matter of timing.
A long fly ball to left field, but not long enough. Backtracking and making the grab about 10 feet in front of the fence was Haley Freedy, and boy, Queen put a charge into that one, Coach.
Yeah, Katie did a nice job as far as making good, solid contact.
Batting 6th, shortstop, number
So
20,
2 outs in the inning.
Ashlyn Severns.
Ashlyn Severns, who had the game-winning hit in walk-off fashion in the 7th, comes to the plate. Takes a pitch up and out of the zone. Toth ready. The 1-0 pitch, a swing and a miss. Toth's battery mate, Leah Figueroa. And one of the things, Karen, you were mentioning earlier in the week, anytime you've got a freshman behind the plate, that speaks to the ability of the 9th grader, a swing and a miss by Severns. When you can trust somebody with that little of experience initially at the beginning of the season at the varsity level, that speaks to her abilities.
Very true.
The 1-2 pitch, there's a swing and a miss. As the Blue Devils go 1-2-3 in the second. After an inning and a half, this game, the Division II state title contest, remains scoreless. As we pause for these messages from the OHSAA, all brought to you by delicious ice-cold chocolate milk.
Everyone knows chocolate milk is delicious, but who knew chocolate milk was a noteworthy source of nourishment? It's packed with essential nutrients. Who knew chocolate milk was an exceptional source of energy? Plenty of protein and carbs to fuel and replenish. Who knew chocolate milk was a remarkable way to rehydrate, water and electrolytes to replace fluids? When you're active, chocolate milk is a delicious way to nourish, energize, and rehydrate. Choose chocolate milk.
The Ohio High School Athletic Association is about so much more than tournaments and state championships. The OHSAA is committed to being the leader in education-based sports in Ohio. That means that school sports are an extension of the classroom, where values like teamwork, character, sacrifice, sportsmanship, and discipline are taught right along with the playbook. Almost 400,000 young people in Ohio put on their school's uniform every year. We call them student athletes, and most importantly, we call them future leaders of our state and our country. This is the OHSAA, Educate Through Sports. You're listening to the Ohio High School Athletic Association State Softball Tournament on the OHSAA Radio Network.
Canfield pitcher Melina Toth leading things off. In the Cardinal half of the second, against her opposite number, Riley Jackson from Talmadge. First pitch missing out of the zone for a ball. The 1-0 fouled off and out of play. High into the stands, first base side. We've told you about Toth's pitching ability. She can hit the ball as well. Numbers on the season, hitting .400 with 3 home runs.
Yeah, she definitely has the power to hit the ball out of the park.
Count sitting 2-1 now on Toth. Jackson ready to pitch, a swing and a miss. Defensively for Talmadge, it's Sydney Becks at third, Ashlyn Severns at shortstop, Emma Gorbinski at second, and Jocelyn Cafell at first. Lexi Gray behind the plate, Riley Jackson in the circle. The break-even 2-2 pitch bounces in front of the plate, the count full. In the Blue Devil outfield from left to right, Marley Queen, Mia Zappola, and Layla Stazak in right. The count full. The next pitch to Toth, she fouls that off and out of play as the count will stay full at 3-2. Jackson gets a new softball, walks to the back of the circle, now on the rubber. There's another pitch and another foul ball and out of play.
Toth just is not getting her bat head through the ball. If she could turn on it and get that bat head through, she definitely could do some damage.
Again, the 3-2. Just off the plate. I mean, just off the plate. Must have been a shade outside. No.
Heading in the 6th position.
The umpire behind home plate. Steve Hartman needing a few
Shortstop
more
number 5,
softballs.
Marina
Gets them.
For
So
Canfield, courtesy running at first base for the pitcher, Toth. Number 11, Mackenzie Koenig.
Mackenzie Koenig running at first. And Marina Koenig coming to the plate.
I would not be surprised if we see a bunt in this situation.
Koenig on first base, Koenig at the plate. And the scoreless second inning, Division II state title contest, Talmadge and Canfield. Pitch way inside. And Marina Koenig has to turn away from it to avoid being hit. Now, really, the rule changed several years ago. If that pitch is in the batter's box, the next pitch popped up foul. Hustling over, Lexi Gray can't quite get to it, so the count will go even at 1-1. It used to be you had to avoid getting hit by the pitch, but if you want to take one for the team, you can certainly do that.
Some coaches coach their players to do that.
The 1-1 pitch showing bunt, pulling the bat back as the pitch from Jackson sails inside for a ball, 2-1. While Coach Kernan is the first-year head coach at Canfield, the next pitch called strike on the inside part of the plate. Nice pitch placement that time from Jackson, 2-2. He is far, like Kernan we're talking about, anything but a first-year head coach. The next pitch, that's fouled straight to the netting behind home plate as the count stays even at 2-2. His victory in the state semifinal Thursday is 397th as a head coach.
He spent a lot of time at Ursuline.
No question. Again, the 2-2 popped up foul. The third baseman ranging over, and Sidney Beck just in foul territory makes the grab. So the Cardinals unable to advance the runner. And now one out in the inning.
Position the catcher, number 27, Leah Figueroa.
Leah Figueroa coming to the plate. The freshman, 4 home runs on the year. She'll show bunt, though, and bunts it foul. We mentioned that Mackenzie Cutting running at first. And in high school softball, for the pitcher and the catcher, you can have what is called a courtesy runner. And that will allow the pitcher and the catcher to come back into the game. Next pitch inside for a ball.
It's kind of like speed-up rules that they used to use in baseball.
1-1. Justice ready, bunt, and that's a nice one. The first baseman's going to field, throw to first, in time. Advancing the runner to second, but now 2 outs in the inning. Now to bring the sophomore from Canfield, Sydney Lutz, to the plate. The Cardinals 24-2-2 on the year. Sometimes you get into those weather situations and you might get a tie. They did a couple of times this year.
I believe their ties were with Fitch, Austintown Fitch.
The next pitch, called strike just on the outside part of the plate. As the count goes to 1-1, Lutz 0 for 2. And her final 4 plate appearances. Fouled off the mask of Lexi Gray. Didn't appear to affect Lexi at all. She takes the mask off, goes and tracks down the foul ball near the Talmadge on deck circle. 1-2. Lutz, the number 8 hitter in the Cards lineup. Again, the 1-2 pitch that bounces in front of the plate. 2-2.
Gray did a nice job of blocking that pitch, keeping it in front of her so the runner couldn't advance.
The 2-2 pitch, high ball 3.
It had to have been just a tiny bit high because that was right over the middle of the plate.
So the count full. Inning at second. There's a foul ball, and that's out of play. We have seen a lot of foul balls and out-of-play foul balls here in the first nearly 2 complete innings.
And most of them to the right side of the field. So, again, get the bat head through the ball.
There's a fly ball into center field. Backtracking is Zapola toward right center. She'll make the catch to end the second. We've played 2 at beautiful Firestone Stadium, and we're scoreless. Time now for your local station messages, all brought to you on the OHSAA network from Chocolate Milk.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Ohio are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
So why do teenagers play high school sports?
My reason why is a sense of purpose.
My reason why is to inspire others.
One reason student athletes seldom mention is to get an athletic scholarship. They know that only 2% of all high school athletes are awarded a sports scholarship. So why do they play?
My reason why is friendship.
Tell us your reason using the hashtag #MyReasonWhy.
This message presented by the NFHS and the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
Talmadge second baseman Emma Garbensky to lead it off in the Blue Devil half of the third inning. This game scoreless. Division II state championship softball. And Garbensky swinging and missing at Melina Toast's first pitch here in the third. Garbensky, 22 RBIs, 7 doubles on her offensive resume this year. The next pitch, low and off the plate on the outside part. 1-1. Garbensky, 5'2" and a senior. The 1-1 pitch. A swing and a miss. A big hello to Coach Linder and I's personal friend, Rob Polinsky, and his team up at WEOL Radio in Elyria carrying this game today. The 1-2 pitch to Garbensky gets a piece of it to stay alive at 1-2. Now, Rob promised me, Karen, that if we went up there sometime in the next 3 or 4 days, he would buy us lunch up there somewhere in Elyria. How does that sound?
That sounds great.
It might be the first time Rob has ever opened his wallet for anybody other than Rob, but we'll find out. We'll test that theory.
Gotcha.
They are checking things out with Figueroa to make sure that she is okay. They deem she is. The count on Garbensky. 1-2. Toth ready. Stands on the right side of the rubber. The pitch popped up foul, and that'll be off the netting. On the first base side, Garbensky was about a third of the way down the first baseline. Turns around, heads back. Takes a couple of practice cuts. Meanwhile, the catcher, Figueroa, had ribbons fall out of her hair. That's part of softball. She picks those up, puts the mask back on. The count still 1-2. Toth ready, and the pitch. That's a line drive. Hope somebody's paying attention in those first base stands and not looking at their phones.
That could have been lethal.
Oh, wow. Garbensky had a nice rip at that one. A big battle going on between Emma Garbensky and Toth in the circle. And again, the 1-2 pitch. A swing and a miss.
It was a good battle in that at bat.
Right now, we're going to pause 10 seconds so stations can identify themselves on the OHSAA radio network. Mia Zappola coming to the plate for her first go-round with Toth. Dan Canfield shows bunt, but the pitch missing out of the zone for a ball. The 1-0. There's a called strike. Zappola in the state Final Four win really did a nice job defensively out in center field for the Blue Devils. A 1-1. Strike at the letters.
We've seen a lot of great plays in the outfield this weekend.
Zappola, a .261 hitter, the 1-2 pitch, low, ball 2.
Toth is doing a good job. She keeps changing levels.
Just behind the rubber, now climbs back on the 2-2 pitch. Fly ball into left field. Racing in and making a nice grab is Haley Freedy for the second out of the inning. So far for the Blue Devils, 8 batters up, 8 batters down. Correction, they did have. No, that is correct. 8 batters up and 8 batters down. That'll bring Sydney Becks to the plate. Becks, left-handed hitter. A batting average that impresses on the season, to be sure, .585.
That first pitch was a screwball, a little bit off the plate.
Becks waving the bat around. Next pitch, called strike. 1-1. 7 innings, the name of the game in high school softball. We are in the third and scoreless. Talmadge and Canfield. The next pitch, that misses upstairs for ball 2. Ready is Toth, rocks and fires. Misses ball 3. So Beck trying to work the count here with 2 outs in the third and become the first Blue Devil base runner in this state championship game. The 3-1 pitch fouled straight back on a line behind home plate. The count now full.
That may have been the first time in this game that Toth was behind in the count.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Becks briefly stepping out, left side, now back in. And the 3-2 pitch. High and outside, ball 4. So the Blue Devils get their first base runner of the afternoon with 2 outs in the third as Becks trots on down to first base.
The bad news is, for Canfield, you hate to walk the 9 hole. The good news for Canfield is there's 2 outs with Lexi Gray coming up, but this is going to be a key out.
Gray struck out in the opening at bat of the game for the Blue Devils. Pops that one up foul and onto the roof here at Firestone Stadium. 0-1. Gray, 19 runs batted in on the season, 3 triples, a .398 average. Down in the count, 0-1. Toth's next pitch, high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Thanks for joining Coach Linder and I on the OHSAA Radio Network this afternoon. Viewing video on the NFHS side of things. That pitch fouled off and out of play. Tim Street, who's here today from the OHSAA, he may have to go somewhere and get more softballs at the rate we're going.
They are not cheap.
They are not. I think Tim's got Commissioner Youth's credit card, so he's probably in pretty good shape. If not, he'll, file the financial report and turn in the necessary receipts and get compensated. Somebody's probably texting Doug now saying, the guy on the radio said that 10th Street has your credit card. The 1-2 pitch hit hard, knocked down at second base, but unable to get the runner at first. Meanwhile, the base runner Becks goes from second to third. So the first walk of the game for Talmadge, the first hit of the game for Talmadge, all coming with 2 outs in the third. Now runners on the corners with 2 outs. And Layla Stazak to the plate. Stazak hitting .467 on the year, 18 runs batted in.
Now batting the right
lefty hitter.
Layla Stazak.
Trying to bunt her way on back into first, but was retired.
Talmadge has speed everywhere, both at first and third and at the plate. So This could be very key defensively.
Pitch to Stazak, fouls it off. Coach Kernan out of the dugout third base side, bellowing some defensive instructions to his Canfield Cardinal team. Next pitch to Stazak, fouled off the netting. Third base side, the count staying at 0-2. Coach trying to get out of a top of the third inning jam for Canfield and keep this game scoreless. Stazak looking calm and cool, probably not feeling calm and cool, but she looks like she is. The 0-2 pitch. That one's fouled off and out of play.
Talbot scored their first 2 runs on Thursday against Greenville in the third inning after being down 5-0.
You can hear the fans chanting. First it was for Talmadge, now it's for Canfield. Now here's the 0-2 pitch. Hey, now they say ball. They're going to appeal it down to the third base umpire, say, did she swing? And Dan Hodes said, no, she did not. Canfield fans dislike that call. The Talmadge fans love it, 1-2.
It was a good call. Umpire did a nice job.
1-2, slightly open stance for Stazak. The pitch, bloop foul, and D'Annunzio unable to make a play on it. It bounces here on the new turf beyond the third base coaching box. If Stazak can reach, the first baseman fell in the on-deck circle for THS. 1-2, the pitch. Line to second base, and they say out at second base on a bang play. And Canfield works their way out of what could have been trouble here in the top of the third. Coach Lytle out discussing things on that call with the second base umpire, Edwin Roberts. Time now to pause for these messages from the OHSAA, all brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
Everyone knows chocolate milk is delicious, but who knew chocolate milk was a noteworthy source of nourishment? It's packed with essential nutrients. Who knew chocolate milk was an exceptional source of energy? Plenty of protein and carbs to fuel and replenish. Who knew chocolate milk was a remarkable way to rehydrate? Water and electrolytes to replace fluids. When you're active, chocolate milk is a delicious way to nourish, energize, and rehydrate. Choose chocolate milk.
Hey fans, June 15th is OHSAA Day at Raising Cane's locations all across Ohio. Go to any Ohio Raising Cane's locations from 4 p.m. to close and mention OHSAA, and a portion of your sale will go towards supporting student athletes in Ohio. Find your local Raising Cane's location by visiting raisingcanes.com and log on to ohsaa.org to follow high school sports in Ohio. Get out on June 15th for OHSAA Day at Raising Cane's and support student athletes in Ohio. You're listening to the Ohio High School Athletic Association State Softball Tournament on the OHSAA Radio Network.
After this Division II state title tilt, it'll be Division I championship action on the OHSAA Network and with our great partners at NFHS. Coming up at 3 o'clock, Ryan Baker with the call of that D1 contest. The D3 title game earlier today won by Wheelersburg.
Right fielder number 3, Bella Kennedy.
Bella Kennedy to lead things off in the bottom of the third for the Cardinals. A swing and a miss for the senior, getting the start today. Pops it up, foul. That's out of play.
Well, this is what happens when you have good speed on the mound. You get a lot of foul balls and good hitters up because they're fouling them off.
0-2 pitch from Jackson off the plate for a ball. If we had a foul ball, had I sold a foul ball sponsor for today, that pitch fouled off, I'd be ready to retire, and it's only the third inning.
I wouldn't mind that either.
1-2 the count on the right-handed hitting Bella Kennedy. The next pitch, a swing and a miss. Jackson doing a great job that time around of working the outside part of the plate. Kennedy tried to chase it, couldn't get it. 1 out in the Cardinals' third.
Yeah, Jackson had a lot of movement
Center
on that
fielder
curve
number
ball.
1, Jenna Treveri.
Jenna Treveri, who lined out the third, leading off the game for the Cardinals for her second go-round with junior right-hander Riley Jackson. Treveri did not get a base hit in the semis. Grounds it to second. Garbinski knocks it down, throws on to first for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 Cardinals down in the third. Pedunzio coming to the plate. So far, possessor of the only Canfield base hit.
Gianna Pedunzio.
Jackson's first pitch to her, missing for a ball.
It's been nice. We've seen a lot of great defensive plays, and this has been a very clean defensive game.
Fly ball into right field. Stazak just in fair territory. Makes the catch as the Cardinals go 1-2-3 in the third. We're almost halfway through this D2 state championship game. Canfield and Talmadge scoreless as we pause for these messages from your local station on the OHSAA network, brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
Everyone knows chocolate milk is delicious, but who knew chocolate milk was a noteworthy source of nourishment? It's packed with essential nutrients. Who knew chocolate milk was an exceptional source of energy? Plenty of protein and carbs to fuel and replenish. Who knew chocolate milk was a remarkable way to rehydrate? Water and electrolytes to replace fluids. When you're active, chocolate milk is a delicious way to nourish, energize, and rehydrate. Choose chocolate milk.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Ohio high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Talmadge to the plate in the top of the fourth inning. We are scoreless between the Blue Devils and the Canfield Cardinals, and Capel to lead things off. Left-handed swinging. Fouls the first pitch off and out of play third base side. Capel fanned in her first at bat, looking to end the first inning. Lena Toth then the circle her 0-1 pitch. Called strike. Outside part of the plate, 0-2 on Capel. Toth having fanned 5 through 3 innings complete. The 0-2 pitch, that one's fouled off as the count will stay at 0-2. Toth checking in with Figueroa to get the sign. The 0-2 line drive base hit. And momentarily gets by the right fielder, but no further advancement. Capel leading off the Blue Devil fourth inning with a base hit.
That could be huge for Talmadge if they can take advantage of moving her or
17,
putting something together back to back.
I think we're gonna see a pinch runner here. Maybe, maybe not.
29.
For Talmadge, it's Gabby Hart. Pinch runner
Your
at
attention,
first.
please, for Talmadge. Pinch running for Cavell at first base. Number 29, Gabby Hart.
And while technically pinch runner is different than a courtesy runner, Cavell will still be able to re-enter the game. Each player has a re-entry, and she will. That'll bring Marley Queen to the plate. She struck out in her first at bat. Shows bunt and pitch, missing outside for a ball. And you see the freshman catcher, Figueroa, jumping up, and Harp thinking better of it as she danced on first base initially.
Well, that is how Steubenville scored their run, was on a pickoff attempt.
Next pitch outside, and again, Figueroa jumps up as Harp. Big brunette ponytail out of the back of that Talmadge helmet, dancing off of first and back again. 2-0 on Queen. Toast next pitch, a nice bunt. D'Annunzio Fields throws on to first. Harp advancing to second, 1 out in the inning.
That's textbook softball. Get the leadoff runner on. Advance her with a good bunt. Puts her in scoring position for the DP, for Katie Huth.
That'll bring the DP, Katie Huth, to the plate. Toth, back of the circle. Now back to the rubber. First pitch to Huth. A called strike. I know you know a little bit about Katie. Tell us about her strengths.
Katie's a good hitter. She's got good power, and as she did in the game on Thursday, she drove the ball to right field. There's a big, huge gap in right center field right now.
The 0-1 pitch misses high, 1-1. Huth, only a sophomore, a homer, hitting .383 on the year, 6 doubles, 18 RBI. 1 ball, 1 strike. Toth checks with Figueroa. The pitch, a swing and a miss. And I think Katie wishes she had that one back, a little bit high for her liking. But the thing is, if you don't know, and most of you do, when you start to swing, the pitch isn't high, but that rise comes up, and then it is. The 1-2 pitch, a slow roller to second. Fielded, the throw on to first in time to get Huth. But Harp advances to third, now 2 outs.
Yeah, Huth did her job in going with the pitch and moving the runner.
Shortstop, number 20, Ashlyn
And Sydney Lutz has been stellar at second base today.
Ashlyn Severns, who had the walk-off hit Thursday, comes to the plate for the Blue Devils and takes a called strike. Ashlyn's numbers on the year, .405. She can drive them in, 26 in that department, 2 long balls on the year. She's down to the count, the 0-1 pitch, high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Talmadge is doing a better job since the beginning of this game putting the bat on the ball, which is making Canfield have to play great defense.
The 1-1 pitch, that misses out of the zone, ball 2. Huge crowd for this Division II state title game today between Talmadge and Canfield. Ready is Toth, the 2-1 pitch, high ball 3. And we have, of course, no way of knowing, but unintentional. Intentional walk. Maybe she'd rather face Garbinski. The next pitch, a called strike. So much for that theory.
She struck Severns out the last time, so I'm thinking she still wants to get this K.
Three.
Ashlyn's trying to drive the run in.
The 3-2 pitch, ball 4. So Severance heads down to first base, and Emma Garbinski will come to the plate.
Second baseman, number 10, Emma Garbinski.
Garbinski, like a number of these Blue Devils, struck out in their first go-round against Tote, but she hits .369 on the year.
And again, we're faced with a first and third.
Toast, first pitch to Garbinski. Bounce up the middle, and they'll not get to it in time. A run scores as the pinch runner Hart comes across the plate. And as you no doubt can hear, the Talmadge fans at Firestone Stadium love it.
We also saw Lutz do a great job of grabbing that ball going up the middle defensively, and almost had a repeat of the earlier play where she tagged the runner going into second.
To be sure, it almost looked like an identical end of the inning from the inning before.
This time they just couldn't hang on to the ball. And Severance beat her this time. Definitely beat her to the base.
So the runners at first and second. Some kind of a conference going on. We'll get to that in a moment. This broadcast, a presentation of the Ohio High School Athletic Association Radio Network and the NFHS Network. Any commercial use, retransmission, or distribution without the express written consent of the OHSAA and the NFHS is strictly prohibited. The announcers and production staff of this game selected by the Ohio High School Athletic Association. For more information, log on to the OHSAA Radio Network at ohsaa.org. Now to bring Mia Zappola to the plate, trying to help Talmadge expand what is now a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, if you're Talmadge, you want to put as many runs on the board as you can. Canfield has the hitters that they can come back.
The next pitch, even in the count at 1-1. Severance at second. Garbinski, she of the RBI fame, at first. 1-0 Talmadge. The next pitch from Tote. Line drive, base hit into right field. Rounding third, trying to get home, and doing so. The Severance and Talmadge has put 2 on the board with 2 out in the fourth and have a 2-0 lead.
Again, Sapola did a nice job staying back on that pitch, waiting for it to come in and driving it to right field.
Canfield coach Michael Turner will come out of the dugout and meet with his team in the circle. Hey, softball fans, you know the best way to keep up with Ohio High School Athletic Association's tournament brackets, scores, and news from around Ohio, and to purchase state tournament tickets, photos, and more, go to the OHSAA website. Check it out, www.ohsaa.org, along with the OHSAA's other social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Connect with the OHSAA so that you can stay connected. So Talmadge, having plated 2 here in the top of the fourth, and the Blue Devil fans seated about 5 feet away from Coach Linder and I. Love it. And their inning's still going. Runners at first and third as Sydney Bex comes to the plate. Bex reached on a walk last inning. Takes a pitch.
And Sapola stole second. in the first and third, and I'm surprised Canfield had no play defensively. They just let her go.
The 0-1 pitch missing for a ball. And by the way, I said the Blue Devil fans are about 5 feet away. That's kind of not true because there are 2 Blue Devil fans I could reach out and tap on the shoulder right now. That's a little closer than 5 feet. 1-1 to Zappola. Toth ready, the pitch. Fouled off and out of play. Beyond the fence, down the left field line, 1-2. So Sydney Beck's trying to do some further 2-out damage. The Blue Devils have already done it with 2 so far. Stays alive. And sometimes that's all you're trying to do there. Not that you're not trying to hit it, but you see a pitch that might be on the outer part of the zone. Don't want to leave it up to home plate umpire Steve Hartman, and Sydney fouled that one off as the count stays at 1-2. She hits it, slightly open, stands from the left side. The 1-2 pitch, line drive into left field by the left fielder. That'll go all the way to the wall. It'll clear the bases. Beck's racing around second. She's going to try and score. Inside the park, home run for Sydney Becks. Freed with a great effort at it and left, but couldn't get to it. It went all the way down the line. Coach Linder and I were talking after the semifinals. We saw about everything in those 2 games that we hadn't seen. An inside the park home run, and we see it there for the Blue Devils.
Great job by Sydney Beck staying with that pitch. My heart goes out to Haley Freed, the left fielder, because she dove for that ball. But on a field like this where it's 200 down the line, you dive for it, you don't get it. This is what happens. The result is an in-the-park home run.
Talmadge now up 5-0. As Lexi Gray comes to the plate, the first 2 pitches that she sees from Toth, splitting the difference, it's a ball and a strike. Gray is struck out and singled. One and one. Toth checking with Figueroa. And the pitch. Missing, ball 2, and Toth looking frustrated now. Well, when you come into the game with an ERA under 1, this might be the first time all year she's given up 5 runs in an inning. The next pitch, swing and a miss as things even up at 2-2.
And again, she's facing a very strong hitting team, and she probably is not used to giving up back-to-back hits.
The next pitch, line, foul down the first base line. So the count will stay at 2-2. Top of the 4th inning, still a long way to go in this one.
What is nice for Talmadge is it was the bottom of the order who did the scoring.
There's a line drive, falls in for a base hit to center as Gray reaches. That will bring the 9th Blue Devil in the inning to the plate, and Layla Stazak.
And 4 of these runs have been scored with 2 outs.
Stazak swinging and missing.
You don't see her swing too often. Usually she's dragging and slapping.
The 0-1. That pitch missing. Ball 1. Stazak, 467 in terms of batting average for the season coming into the state tourney. The 1-1 pitch, dropping it down, and that's a foul immediately, says home plate umpire Steve Harden. So Stezak heads back to the plate. And Gray, who had already gotten around second, back to first. 1-2 the count. Talmadge 5 runs in the top of the fourth. The next pitch, that's high, trying to steal Gray. The throw to second, not in time. So Gray into scoring position. Two balls, 2 strikes on Stezak. Only a 10th grader. This Talmadge team relatively young to be sure. The 2-2 hit to short. The throw onto first base in time to end the Blue Devils inning, but a highly successful fourth. After 3.5, the Blue Devils 5, Canfield scoreless, as we pause for these messages from the OHSAA, all brought to you by Ice Cold Chocolate Milk.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Ohio. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Hey, football fans, now's the perfect time to rush to Canton to visit the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Located only a short drive away, the hall provides experiences you can't get anywhere else. Enjoy the Super Bowl Theater, the Game for Life holographic experience, interactive displays, one-of-a-kind memorabilia, and lots more. The hall is open 7 days a week, so what are you waiting for? Get off the bench and get into the game. Tickets are available right now at profootballhof.com.
You're listening to the Ohio High School Athletic Association State Softball Tournament on the OHSAA Radio Network.
Canfield coming to the plate in the bottom of the fourth inning, and they've got some work to do. After the Blue Devils of Talmadge, one of the biggest offensive innings we've seen so far in the 2023 state tournament. 5 runs on the board, 5 hits, highlighted by a 3-run inside the park home run by Sydney Becks.
Sydney was a 9-hole hitter, so that's just such a plus for your lineup when your 9-hole hitter can do that. You know, also, this is going to help Riley Jackson relax a little bit more on the mound. Defense just needs to stay solid behind her.
Number 2, Haley Freedy.
Haley Freedy, the left fielder. Canfield at the plate. First pitch from Riley Jackson, missing high for a ball. Freedy fouled out to right field in her first at bat. Hits it to right field again. Stezak drifting toward the right field line, but in fair territory, makes the catch.
Designated player number 20.
This will be key for Canfield to respond. They really need to try to get something going with, even just get a base runner on base.
There's a fly ball into center field. Zapola there to make the catch. And during our pregame show and before we went on the radio and on the video stream today, Coach Linder and I were talking and said Toth was outstanding pitching in the semis. Jackson was good. Maybe Toth had an edge as Toth comes to bat now. But right now, here we are, kind of the flip side of that. Talmadge having put 5 on the board and Canfield yet to score.
I felt it was going to come down to, was Talmadge able to hit Toth? And they have proven that they can. And the thing that's nice about it is the bottom of the order that did the majority of that scoring in that last half inning. Where the other day it was the top of the order that did all the scoring.
The pitch you just saw or maybe heard did not count. The count 1-1. The next pitch. Obviously, Toth offering at it, not catching up 1-2. The junior, Riley Jackson, has now retired 7 consecutive batters. The 1-2 pitch, inside and low, ball 2.
She has definitely better control and command today.
There's a fly ball into center field. Sapola there, and the Cardinals go 1-2-3 in their half of the fourth. After 4, Talmadge 5, and Canfield scoreless. Time now for these local messages on the OHSAA Network, brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
You remember that ball game we went to a couple years ago?
Sure.
And how you didn't have enough cash for 2 hot dogs, so you walked with me on your shoulders until we found an ATM? And then when we got back to our seats, we never saw the hot dog guy again.
Well, I don't remember all that.
Yeah, that was an awesome game.
You never know which moments will be the ones they'll remember forever, so take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 1-877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and Orchard, you're going to want to take a left.
You are not going to
Then what you're going to
this.
do is turn onto Marcy Avenue.
Just broke up
and go past the first
apparently
3
she's
lights
happy
and then
about
take
it.
the next left.
I don't really
then
think
drive 5
she's
more
happy,
blocks
but
and you should be
who
there.
am I to judge, right?
Park on the
Anyway,
right.
That's
I'll
what
see
I
you
heard
later
last
tonight.
night.
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The 5th inning about to unfold at brand spanking new looking Firestone Stadium in Akron. Over $1 million spent to refurbish what was already a nice facility, and boy, it looks great for the state tournament. Elena Toth facing Jocelyn Caffell, who led off what turned out to be the 5-run Talmadge fourth. Reached on a single, and the pinch runner for her, Gabby Harp, would later score. Caffell taking the first 2 pitches. 4 balls, 2-0. Toth checking in with Figueroa. And the 2-0 pitch fouled off and out of play third base side. 2-1.
Caffell has been key for Talmadge all year with the power that she possesses and the ability to drive in runs.
2-1. Toth, a long look in at her battery mate Figueroa. The pitch slapped to Panunzio off her glove, and Caffell going to reach on the error at third. Well, really, that's the first misplay we've seen Panunzio have at third. She's made some great plays here in the state tournament.
Yes, she has. She's got to let it go and refocus, be prepared to get the next one.
Now to bring Marley Queen to the plate, swings and misses. Marley has struck out and put down a sacrifice. Oh, 1. The next pitch bunted foul. Caffell back to first. We mentioned the reentry rule when Gabby Harp ran for her last inning. Now, for example, if Harp were to run for her again, Caffell would be out for the game. That's why she's on first base now. The next pitch, missing out of the zone.
And what's interesting about Talmadge's strategy, Marley Quinn is the 4-hole hitter, and you don't normally see 4-hole hitters trying to bunt, but she had, a key bunt here and a key bunt on Thursday.
Swings and misses. Can't catch up with that Toth offering. 1 out. And the Talmadge fifth, the Blue Devils leading 5-0.
Designated player number 15, Katie Huth.
Now to bring Katie Huth to the plate. The 6th strikeout for Toth on that fanning of Queen. Huth has flown out and grounded out. Tries to chuck her swing on a pitch upstairs. Can't do it 0-1.
Yeah, she needs to do a better job of staying off that rise ball.
Fell at first. The 0-1 pitch. Called strike 2. So a 5-run Talmadge advantage. 5-0, top of the 5th inning. Toth's next pitch, line drive into center field. That's a base hit. So Cafell to second. Huth to first.
The shortstop, number 20,
Now to bring
Ashlyn Severns.
Ashlyn Severns to the plate.
And she walked last inning.
And was a part of those 5 runs that were scored. First pitch she sees this time around, fouled straight back to the netting behind home plate.
Ashlyn has a sister that plays at Ashland University.
So talent in the family.
Yes.
Next pitch, that misses out of the zone. Now a pinch runner.
Going in for Huth. She is not blessed with a lot of speed.
Lily Bond will be the runner.
Your attention, please. Pinch running for Huth.
Which is ironic because Huth's
Number
dad
2,
is a track
Lily
coach.
Bond.
Very interesting. The 1-1 pitch. Called strike. At the letters on the outside part of the plate. Severns. Junior shortstop. Down in the count. 1-2. The next pitch fouled off. Bounces off the netting, then off the top of the first base dugout of Talmadge. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cafell at second. The pinch runner Bond at first. 1-2. The count remains. Toth gets the sign from Figueroa. The pitch. Line drive into left field. A great running catch by Freed in left center. What a grab. 2 outs, and the runners have to stay where they're at.
She ran a long way to her left to track that ball, but that ball
Second
was
baseman,
hit
number
very
10,
hard, and she
Emma
did a great job of
Garbinski.
reacting to it.
I didn't think she was going to catch that when the ball came off the bat. A great grab by Freed.
Well, it was a good thing she did, because otherwise that was going to be a double.
Line drive, that's a base hit. 1 run is going to score. That's Cafell. And no throw after the ball hit the relay player as the runners. Bond on first goes all the way to third. And a double. So now it's a 6-0 Talmadge lead.
Yeah, Garbinski, that's her second
Center fielder,
RBI of the
number
game.
21, Mia Zabola.
So, Garbinski, 2 for 2, a single, a double, 2 RBIs. There's another base hit. There's another Talmadge run. And they thought about trying to score another, but then thought better of it.
And Cipolla comes up with another RBI. Bottom of the order is on fire.
Your attention, please. We have a white Lexus.
7-0.
License HVU 5215.
5 runs for the Blue Devils in the fourth. 2 more here in the fifth.
You must move your car immediately.
I think
or
we're going to
it
see a
will be
pitching
towed.
change.
Once again, a white Lexus ES350. License Henry Victor U.
Cardinals meeting in the circle. Fuel up with chocolate milk. It's a delicious way to put something good in your body. Nutrient-rich chocolate milk packed with carbs for energy, protein for muscle growth, and electrolytes to rehydrate, and vitamins and minerals to build strong bones. Fuel up with chocolate milk.
Third baseman, number 18, Sydney Becks.
Sydney Becks, we know what she did in her last at-bat, just hit a 3-run inside the park homer. The next pitch, and she sees, and Toth stays in the game in the circle. That misses out of the zone. Down to second base goes Cipolla. The next pitch, that's a called strike. Now you get a base hit here. Line drive, and that's going to go foul. Boy, nice job of Beck's battling, but that ball went left of the foul line. 7-0. Talmadge looking to add 2 more with 2 out. They've done a lot of 2-out damage in this game. Toast, 1-2 pitch. That's fouled off and out of play.
Toth has definitely tried to keep Betts on the outside part of the plate. She keeps fouling him off to the left side.
Garbinski's at third. Cipolla at second. The 1-2 pitch. A little bit low. Looked like it had the outside part of the plate, but perhaps a little low. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Becks. Only a junior. Those RBIs on the homer, her 14th, 15th, and 16th of the season. That ball smacked back off the pitcher's glove. The throw on to first, not going to be in time. That's another Talmadge run, and they lead 8-0 on the infield base hit off the bat of Becks. Garbinski scores from third.
Number 11,
back to the top of the lineup as Lexi Gray bats for the 3rd time in as many innings.
And it appears Garbinski, Cipolla, and Becks have almost all, if not all, of the RBIs in this game.
Only one of those 3, a senior. That's Emma Garbinski. It's 8-0 Talmadge. There comes Michael turning out. To have a one-on-one meeting with his pitcher, Melina Toth. And now we will see a pitching change. Toth getting a nice round of applause, but no doubt she's not happy as she goes to the third base dugout.
Well, Thursday she pitched outstanding. And I'm sure this is not what she thought was going to happen today. So your heart goes out to her because she is an outstanding, excellent pitcher.
We'll update you on the new pitcher coming up in a moment. Attention parents, underclass athletes, graduating seniors. Do you love sports and have a desire to stay close to the game and want to contribute to educational experiences of student athletes? Become an OHSAA game official. Open positions always available. To get started and learn more, go to the officiating section of the OHSAA website at www.ohsaa.org/officiating. Well, when you've had the year that Canfield has had, which is an outstanding one, 24 wins against only 2 losses coming in, how many times have you been behind 8-0 on the year? We're going to scan that and find that out for you. For Canfield, coming in to pitch is Bella Kennedy, who had been in right field.
Bella is a senior, so I'm sure she's had lots of pitching experience.
Attention, please, coming in to pitch for the Cardinals, number 3, Bella Kennedy.
The only time,
Now playing right field, number 20.
only one time on the season, has Canfield given up 8 runs on the year, so probably never behind 8-0.
Yeah, this is uncharted territory, I'm sure.
Throw down to second base. That's going to go into center field. That error will lead to another Talmadge run. As coming in to score, Zappola. Now a runner at second. There's a big bouncer to second. The ball caught, flipped to first to end the Talmadge 5th inning, but another productive one for the Blue Devils. They score 4 times and lead 9-0 as we pause for these messages from the OHSAA, all brought to you by delicious ice cold chocolate milk.
The game is over. But this time, instead of asking how many goals did you score or what were your stats, try asking these questions. Were you a good teammate? Were you coachable? Did you give 100%? And did you have fun? Because those are the values that school sports instill in Ohio's young people, where winning and losing are secondary to the life lessons that will stay with kids long after their playing days are over. This is the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Educate through sports. The Ohio High School Athletic Association is about so much more than tournaments and state championships. The OHSAA is committed to being the leader in education-based sports in Ohio. That means that school sports are an extension of the classroom, where values like teamwork, character, sacrifice, sportsmanship, and discipline are taught right along with the playbook. Almost 400,000 young people in Ohio put on their school's uniform every year. We call them student athletes, and most importantly, we call them future leaders of our state and our country. This is the OHSAA, Educate Through Sports. You're listening to the Ohio High School Athletic Association State Softball Tournament on the OHSAA Radio Network.
Chocolate milk is packed with 8 grams of high-quality
Talmadge now a commanding 9-0 lead as the Cardinals of Canfield come to the plate.
Tough situation for Canfield. You just got to let it roll off your back
the shortstop, number 5, Marina
have
Koenig.
good approach in your at-bats. You're not going to catch up all at one time. Just try to get runners on base, move them, and try to chip away at that lead.
Marina Cunning coming to the plate, the shortstop. First pitch that she sees from Riley Jackson, missing off the plate for a ball. The only at bat so far for Canning, fouled out. The back's at third. The 1-0 pitch, line drive, base hit to left. Now, the bad news if you're Canfield, obviously you're down 9-0. The good news is you got 3 more at bats.
And you just got your leadoff batter on base to try to make something happen.
Catcher number 27, Leah Figueroa.
It'll be a tough battle, but I've seen it happen before.
Stranger things have happened. That'll bring the catcher, Leah Figueroa, to the plate. Riley Jackson's first pitch to her, missing upstairs for a ball. The next pitch, that misses, ball 2. Talmadge having put together 9 runs in the middle innings. 5 in the 4th, 4 in the 5th for their 9-0 advantage as Figueroa swings and misses. The count 2-1. That ball popped up. First baseman Capel running over and makes a nice play in foul territory for the first out in the inning.
Now batting the second baseman, number 10, Sydney
That'll bring
Lutz.
Sydney Lutz. Lutz flied out to center field in her first at bat against the righty Riley Jackson. First pitch, Jackson sends her way this time, a called strike. Lutz only a 10th grader for the Cards. Count 1-1. Jackson getting the ball back. And battery mate Lexi Gray quickly fires the next pitch from the circle, ball 2. So Kenning on at first, leadoff single here in the bottom of the 5th. Talmadge up 9-0. The next pitch, called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Canning on at first. The next pitch, a slow roller, back to the circle. Going on to first, Lutz is retired. And that's a good play. Is that a great play? No, but it's a good play. You're up by 9 runs. Don't turn around, coach, and try and get somebody in a questionable play at second. Take the sure out and maintain your lead.
And Riley did a nice job just taking her time on that, setting her feet, sighting her target, and make a good throw. On Thursday, she struggled a little bit making those throws to first base. So, absolutely, if I was coaching her, take your time, get the sure out at first base.
A pinch hitter coming to the plate.
Canfield pinch hitting for
Hayden Merritt.
12, Hayden Merritt.
Merritt, a senior, hitting .400 on the year. So you're going to pinch somebody. I'll take somebody with a .400 average and a senior.
For sure.
Jackson's pitch to her, a strike. Wheelersburg winning the Division III state championship earlier today. And then Merritt hit by the pitch.
If you're Canfield, you will take base runners any way you can get them right now.
Lexi Gray walking about halfway between home plate and the circle, signaling defensive strategy.
Jenna Treveri.
To her Blue Devil teammates as the leadoff hitter, Jenna Treveri, comes to the plate. She takes a called strike. Treveri so far today, 0 for 2, has grounded out to second, lined out to third.
Both were hard hits.
Ball smacked to the shortstop, throw to first base. Boy, a dandy play at short. As Talmadge getting the job done. That time, Ashland Severns keeps the Blue Devils off the scoreboard. After 5, it is Talmadge leading Canfield 9-0. Time for these local station messages on the OHSAA network, all proudly sponsored by Chocolate Milk.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Ohio high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Why do they officiate? For some, it's a way of staying involved in a sport they grew up with. For others, it's a way to pay it forward by helping kids who play today and tomorrow. It's also a great way to stay active, make extra money, and work with friends. And all of them will say it boils down to one thing: the love of the game. Find your reasons and log on to ohsaa.org to find out how to become an official. You'll be glad you did. This is the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Educate through sports.
Number 5, Layla Stasak.
Before the top of the 6th inning gets underway, with Talmadge leading Canfield 9-0, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the OHSAA radio network.
First baseman, number 7.
Layla Stasak leading things off, and first pitch swinging, grounds out. So 1 out quickly, top of the 6th inning. Jocelyn Caffell coming to the plate. Fly ball into center field, there to make the grab, the freshman Jenna Treveri for the second out in the top of inning number 6.
Now batting the left fielder, number 17.
Marley Queen to the plate. Queen 0 for 2 today, a sacrifice sandwiched between a pair of strikeouts. First pitch to her, called a ball. Second inning, on in relief. For Canfield. The next pitch, that's upstairs for a ball. Bella Kennedy working out of the bullpen.
She's doing a nice job. She's maintained her composure and is making Talmadge swing the bat.
2-0 pitch, that's high ball 3.
And now they go 3-0 because I mentioned that.
Three balls and no strikes. Kennedy ready. There's a called strike, 3-1. Kennedy stands in the middle of the rubber, in the midst of the circle, the 3-1 pitch inside, ball 4. So Queen reaches on a 2-out walk. And be a pinch hitter for Talmadge. Catherine Hedrick. Now, let's be honest. What the Talmadge fans would love here, and I stress Talmadge fans, they'd like another run and then keep Canfield off the scoreboard in the bottom of the sixth and have this game in an inning early.
I'm sure that they're rooting for that.
Hedrick's first pitch from Kennedy, missing outside for a ball. One-0. Kennedy checks in with Figueroa. The pitch. That's a strike. Well, I've received a text from Lorain County Coach Linder, and our friend Rob Polinsky up at WEOL has said he would be happy to buy you lunch. So apparently I'm out of luck. That pitch from Kennedy sailing way high. Rob was contacted by station officials that we had mentioned his name and that he was buying lunch, and that's how he responded to me. He would buy Coach Linder lunch. Something about Morgan, you can forget about it. 2-1 the count. Kennedy ready. The pitch. Called strike on the inside part of the plate, 2-2.
My question is, do I get steak and lobster?
You'll probably get fried bologna and water. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Well, then I'm saying forget about it.
2-2. Kennedy ready. The pitch. Fouled straight to the netting behind home plate. Now, we kid about Rob, but he and the staff of the WEOL do a great, great job covering high school sports up there. Whether it's softball, and Lorain County has had some great high school softball over the years. Make no doubt about that. Again, the 2-2 pitch. That's inside, ball 3.
I'm thinking there'll come a few state champions
Oh,
from
for
Lorain
sure.
County.
There's no question about that. Rob's called a lot of those games down here, to be sure. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Kennedy, a little delayed, now back onto the rubber. And the pitch, that's fouled off. And some of the OHSAA officials and photographers better be glad that net was there on the first base side. Count stays full.
That foul ball was hit right at the umpire's table.
3 balls, 2 strikes, the count remains. Kennedy ready, the pitch. Hit on the ground at second. Scoop flipped on to first to end the Talmadge 6th. But the Blue Devils continue to lead. PHS 9, Canfield nothing, as we pause for these messages in the middle of the 6th from the OHSAA, all delivered by Chocolate Milk.
Hey fans, June 15th is OHSAA Day at Raising Cane's locations all across Ohio. Go to any Ohio Raising Cane's locations from 4 p.m. to close and mention OHSAA, and a portion of your sale will go towards supporting student athletes in Ohio. Find your local Raising Cane's location by visiting raisingcanes.com and log on to OHSAA.org to follow high school sports in Ohio. Get out on June 15th for OHSAA Day at Raising Cane's and support student athletes in Ohio.
Max Preps is your source for high school sports. From schedules to stats, live scores, rosters, video, and photos, Max Preps has it all. And when you download the Max Preps app, you can add your favorite teams and get notified on the go. Have your own personalized scoreboards and stay updated on the latest news surrounding your high school team. As a proud partner of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, Max Preps wishes every student athlete and coach out there a very successful season.
You're listening to the Ohio High School Athletic Association State Softball Tournament on the OHSAA Radio Network.
A 9-0 Talmadge lead as Cardinals of Canfield come to the plate. In the bottom of inning number 6, they've got 6 outs to rally from 9 down. Panunzio to lead things off. Again, Junior Riley Jackson throwing a shutout so far. First pitch, a ball, the 1-0, high ball 2. D'Annunzio 1 for 2 today, a single and a flyout. The 2-0 pitch, a called strike. So the Blue Devil fans thinking, hey, we are 6 outs away from our 8th state crown. The next pitch, high for a ball.
They are definitely counting outs.
Three balls and a strike. The next pitch, ball 4. So D'Annunzio reaches on the leadoff walk.
Through Talmadge, something you don't want to see, but you're not going to get worried about
Left
that.
fielder
Not
number
yet.
2, Haley Freedy.
Haley Freedy coming to the plate has fouled out to right and flown out to right in her 2 at-bats. Lifts one, not surprisingly, into right. Stazak there to make the catch, and D'Annunzio has to stay at first.
Now batting the right fielder, number 20, Faith Morrell.
How to bring Faith Morrell to the plate. Morrell over 2 today. Was the DP when the game started, but then went into right. And the pitching change happened. Jackson's first pitch to her, a strike. Morrell hits .388 on the year, but now finds herself down in the count at 0-2. Well, Canfield won in the state semifinals on an unlikely rally, and they'll need another one of those today to finish with their second state championship, the other coming back in 2008. Pitch from Jackson, presumably kind of slipping out of Riley's hands, way outside the 1-2, a foul ball. The count will stay at 1-2. This is the 11th appearance for Talmadge in the state title game. 7 state championships, 3 runner-up finishes. That's a pretty nice resume. The 1-2 pitch, ball 2 trying to steal second, the throw, and they got the runner at second. D'Annunzio gunned out. Lexi Gray. Severns covering at second. Why you're trying to run 9 runs down, I'm not real sure, but I'm not a head coach.
Kind of a gutsy call. Trying to make something happen, trying to get somebody in the scoring position.
The 2-2 pitch. Just inside. All 3. The next pitch, high, ball 4.
You kind of wish you had that stolen base attempt back. But that's hindsight.
That'll bring Melina Toth to the plate. And what do we got going on here?
I'm not sure. Oh, pinch. Pinch runner. But I'm not sure what the umpires are talking about.
The umpires, all 4 of them conferencing in front of the circle. Eric Steinhelfer, the first base umpire, came in to talk with Steve Hartman.
I think they may have had the wrong count on the scoreboard.
I see, and I think you're right, Coach. Well, there was a mistake made there, but you know what? That's good umpiring. They get it right, and in the end, that's the important part. So the count 3-2 on Morrell. Jackson ready. The 3-2 pitch popped up, foul territory. Stazak running in. Does she hang on? She does in foul territory, and fortunately avoids a collision with Emma Garbinski. We've played 6. Talmadge a big lead. The Blue Devils 9, Canfield nothing. As we pause for these messages from local stations on the OHSAA radio network, all delivered to you. It'd be good on a warm Saturday afternoon, ice cold chocolate milk.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Ohio. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Max Preps is your source for high school sports. From schedules to stats, live scores, rosters, video, and photos, Max Preps has it all. And when you download the Max Preps app, you can add your favorite teams and get notified on the go. Have your own personalized scoreboards and stay updated on the latest news surrounding your high school team. As a proud partner of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, Max Preps wishes every student, athlete, and coach out there a very successful season.
Ashley Severn's first pitch swinging in the top of the 7th. Lifts a fly ball to center, and the freshman for Canfield, Jenna Treveri, there to make the catch. So 1 up and 1 down for the Blue Devils.
Emma Garbinsky.
Yeah, this is the lethal part of the part of the lineup. At least today it has been.
Emma Garbinsky. Quite the day to be sure. Has had a single, a double, 2 runs scored, multiple RBIs. First pitch that she sees from Kennedy. A ball. A 1-0 pitch, a called strike, 1-1.
It was a nice changeup by Kennedy.
Kennedy checking with Figueroa to get the sign. The 1-1 pitch missing, perhaps a bit inside, 2-1. Garbinsky trying to add to a great afternoon. Fouls out straight back. I knew I was well protected by Coach Linder. I was not going to make the play on that. Ryan Baker put his hands out there, but he wasn't going to catch that. Had that been a hot dog, Ryan may have dove over the table to get that thing.
Just natural instinct for me.
2-2 pitch missing inside. By the way, Ryan will have to call the Division I state championship game on the OHSAA network coming up after this contest. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Kennedy ready. The full count pitch. Roller to short. Scoop, fire on to first base in time. And in softball, when you're the shortstop there, what we're indicating is you got to get rid of that ball right now.
She did a nice job. She attacked it and got rid of it. Made a nice strike to first base. You feel bad for Canfield because they have played very cleanly defensively. It's just how much their bats were just so powerful today.
Your attention, please, for Talmadge. Pitch hitting for Zapola. Number 31, Peyton Allman.
Well, a good job by Coach Lionel as Peyton Allman comes to the plate. I think she's trying to get as many players as she can in this game. Allman fouls it straight back to the netting behind home plate. Oh and 1. Kennedy looks into her battery mate, Leah Figueroa, the next pitch. Missing off the plate. Now, because Coach Linder, you have a wide-ranging, vast amount of softball knowledge. After this pitch, we'll throw this your way. 1-1 on Allman. There's a single off the glove of the shortstop and on for a base hit. So Allman reaches with 2 outs. So now here's the question. Several years back, 10, it might have been when you were coaching at Kent, Akron had an outfielder, I believe she was. Her name was Karen Allman. Do you have any idea if she was from the Talmadge area?
I don't know. I can't answer that question.
It's just kind of a unique last name, so I wondered if there might be a relation between Karen and Peyton.
Not that I'm aware of. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's just I'm not aware.
Sydney Bex, who's had quite the afternoon at the plate. One and 0. The next pitch called strike. Sydney, a junior, and someday when she's Coach Linder and I's age, which that's going to be a little while, she'll be telling her kids about hitting a 3-run inside the park homer in the 2023 state championship game. The next pitch off the plate, 2-1.
A memory she will never forget.
No way.
And that's very rare. The thing about Firestone Stadium is this field is a little bit bigger than the high schools are normally used to playing on because it's 200 feet down the line.
The 2-1 pitch, perhaps a bit off the plate, 3-1.
And it's 225 to center field. So a lot of the high school fields are not quite that big.
3 balls and a strike. Allman on at first. Kennedy ready in the pitch. Bloop out into short left field. Freed will quickly get it back in. Allman will stop at second. And another hit for Sydney Bex.
To left field. The left fielder was a little more cautious on that one. She kept it in front of her, so much better read on the hit.
Coach Lytle coming to talk to home plate umpire Steve Hartman. And
attention please for Talmadge re-entering and running at second base for Allman. Number 21, Pia Zapola.
Zapola comes back in on her re-entry to run for Allman.
The catcher, number 11.
By the way, our scorecards are an absolute mess at this point. And mine is. I will not speak for Coach Linder.
No, it's hard to read.
Mine's hard to read to begin with. But now when you've got all these re-entries and big play innings like Talmadge has had today, a 5-run fourth, a 4-run third. 1-0 the count. On Lexi Gray. And next pitch, missing high for, now they called it a strike.
No, that was a good pitch.
Two base hits today for Gray. Hitting .398 on the season, coming into the Final Four. Next pitch out in front of that, swings and misses. Well, the Division I state championship game was scheduled to start at 3. That's not going to happen.
I wondered about that.
Next pitch, a swing and a miss as the top of the 7th comes to a close, but Talmadge leads by 9. We go to the bottom of the 7th after these messages from the OHSAA, brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
Everyone knows chocolate milk is delicious, but who knew chocolate milk was a noteworthy source of nourishment? It's packed with essential nutrients. Who knew chocolate milk was an exceptional source of energy? Plenty of protein and carbs to fuel and replenish. Who knew chocolate milk was a remarkable way to rehydrate? Water and electrolytes to replace fluids. When you're active, chocolate milk is a delicious way to nourish, energize, and rehydrate. Choose chocolate milk.
So why do teenagers play high school sports?
My reason why is a sense of purpose.
My reason why is to inspire others.
One reason student athletes seldom mention is to get an athletic scholarship. They know that only 2% of all high school athletes are awarded a sports scholarship. So why do they play?
My reason why is friendship.
Tell us your reason using the hashtag #MyReasonWhy.
This message presented by the NFHS and the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
You're listening to the Ohio High School Athletic Association State Softball Tournament on the OHSAA Radio Network.
The bottom of the 7th is here, and it's going to take a tremendous rally by the Canfield Cardinals to either force extra innings or walk it off. For the second straight game in the state tournament, they're down 9-0. Leading things off for the Cardinals, Melina Toth misses at the first pitch, fired by Riley Jackson. And when we talk about all these 9 runs, Coach, it's been a great game in the circle for Jackson.
Yes, she's done her job very, very well. She, I think, has only given up 2 hits today. Much better than what she did on Thursday.
And her defense has been much better.
Absolutely. Talmadge has played very solid defense all day.
The 1-1 pitch to Toad, missing for ball 2. Coming up in that Division I state title game we were mentioning a moment ago, Austin Town Fitch battling Anthony Wayne. The next pitch, that misses inside, ball 3.
That's a good matchup, and we should be looking at another pitching duel in that Division I finals.
3 balls and a strike. Line drive. Nice grab by Severns at short. 1 up and 1 down. Talmadge 2 outs away from their 8th state championship. 2 schools in the history of the state have 9 apiece. And they will be just 1 behind them, one of which is Akron Springfield. The next pitch, missing for a ball. And one of the other teams playing later today, Strasburg, is going for their 9th state title this afternoon. That ball's popped up on the infield. Everybody converging in the circle. Beck's there from third base to make the catch on the first base side of the rubber. Now 2 outs.
Well, Talmadge, like Strasburg, is one of the storied communities in terms of how they get behind their softball. It starts at a very early age.
So 1 out away for Talmadge. Figueroa pops it up foul and out of play first base side. About the 15th foul ball, the rough estimate, that's gone out of play first base side today. Figueroa has put down a sacrifice and fouled out to first base. The 0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. 0-2, Talmadge leading 9-0. Now 1 strike away from another state crown for the Blue Devils. Figueroa, awaiting the 0-2 pitch, fouls it back and out of play. She lives to see another pitch. That one directly behind home plate and up onto the roof at Firestone Stadium. You hear rhythmic clapping from the Blue Devil fans. The 0-2 pitch outside for a ball. That's a good pitch. See if she'll chase it. Down on the count, 0-2. Figueroa would not. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The next pitch popped up, foul territory. The second baseman, Garbinski, can't quite hang on, a diving effort. And the count will stay at 1-2 as Emma went to the turf and just couldn't quite keep it in her glove. Jackson to the back of the circle.
Had she caught that foul ball, this place would have exploded.
1-2, the count remains. Jackson's pitch. A fly ball into left field. Queen makes the catch, and the Talmadge Blue Devils are the Division II state champions for the 8th time with a dominating 9-0 win over a talented Canfield team. Our HSAA Radio Network post-game show is coming up next after we pause for these messages from the OHSAA, all brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
Everyone knows chocolate milk is delicious, but who knew chocolate milk was a noteworthy source of nourishment? It's packed with essential nutrients. Who knew chocolate milk was an exceptional source of energy? Plenty of protein and carbs to fuel and replenish. Who knew chocolate milk was a remarkable way to rehydrate? Water and electrolytes to replace fluids. When you're active, chocolate milk is a delicious way to nourish, energize, and rehydrate. Choose chocolate milk.
Hey fans, June 15th is OHSAA Day at Raising Cane's locations all across Ohio. Go to any Ohio Raising Cane's locations from 4 p.m. to close and mention OHSAA, and a portion of your sale will go towards supporting student athletes in Ohio. Find your local Raising Cane's location by visiting raisingcanes.com and log on to ohsaa.org to follow high school sports in Ohio. Get out on June 15th for OHSAA Day at Raising Cane's and support student athletes in Ohio.
So why do teenagers play high school sports?
My reason why is a sense of purpose.
My reason why is to inspire others.
One reason student athletes seldom mention is to get an athletic scholarship. They know that only 2% of all high school athletes are awarded a sports scholarship. So why do they play?
My reason why is friendship.
Tell us your reason using the hashtag #MyReasonWhy.
This message presented by the NFHS and the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
You're listening to the Ohio High School Athletic Association State Softball Tournament on the OHSAA Radio Network.
The celebration in Talmadge, the celebration here for Talmadge as the Blue Devils win the Division II State Softball Championship, knocking off Canfield 9-0. I'm Bill Morgan with Coach Karen Linder, formerly guiding the Kent State softball team. We'll have trophy presentations for both squads coming up momentarily.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this
And
time,
while you were a great coach,
Coach,
sometimes it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. When you score runs and get good pitching, you win most games.
Absolutely. And the other thing that Talmadge did today is they played good, solid defense. So when you put all phases of the game together
runner-up
like
team,
that,
the Cardinals
you're going
of
to win
Canfield
the
High
game.
School, who finished the 2023 season with a record of 25-3. Players, as your name is called, please step forward to receive your awards. Number 1, Jenna Treveri.
Canfield receiving
Number 2,
their
Haley
individual
Freed.
honors. And boy, when you
Number
finish
3,
as state
Bella
runner-up,
Kennedy.
it's a tremendous accomplishment.
Number 4, Alexa Ignacio.
But it's also disappointing. And you can say all you want to about
Number 5,
you should be
Maria
incredibly
Hayden.
proud that you got as far as you did, and they
Number
should.
6,
But boy, the
Tiana
ladies
Venancio.
standing on that third base line, they wanted one more. And just were unable to get it today despite a
Kira Spencer.
tremendous 2023 season.
Yeah, they ended
Number
this
10,
the year
Sydney
24-3. There are not many teams in the state of Ohio that have that kind of record.
Number 11,
And I'm
Mackenzie
sure
Koenig.
Melina Toth is a great pitcher, and she
Number
just
12,
did not.
Hayden Merritt.
was not able to stop that Talmadge
Number
hitting
13,
lineup.
Melina
So your
Toth.
heart goes out to her and to the Campfield, because Campfield played pretty well
Number
defensively.
15, Alexis Johnson.
Well, it was a big inning in the fourth and a big inning in the fifth for Talmadge. 5 in the fourth, 4 in the fifth. So win it 9-0.
Number 20,
We'll go
Faith
silent
Morrell.
here in a moment so you can hear about the team trophy
Number 21,
presentation to
Haley Ortiz.
Canfield.
And Canfield has a lot to look
Emma
forward
Campbell.
to. I mean, they did have a couple seniors in their lineup, but they also had some youth
Jessica
in that
Shugart.
lineup. And having your pitcher and your catcher back next year is going to be
Number
huge for them.
25, Macy Kalina. Number
The
27,
Division
Leah
I state
Figueroa.
title game will be the next, the third of
And
four
number
today.
20, Taylor Morrison.
Wheelersburg won the D3 crown, 6-0.
The coaches. Assistant coach,
Of course,
CJ
Talmadge
Sapp.
winning this one 9-0. So both
Assistant coach, Bernard
championship games so far today, shutouts.
Mola. Assistant coach,
Wheelersburg
Barb
6-0,
Palestrino.
Talmadge 9-0.
Team trainer, Stephanie Severco.
The coaches being honored, getting their
And the head coach of the Cardinals,
medals.
Michael Kernan.
And that's an accomplishment for Coach Carter, because this is his first
Ladies
year
and gentlemen,
with
at this
Canfield.
time,
So to be able to come this far
Relations,
with your
Tim
first,
Street
as a first-year
will
coach
present the
is
state
awesome.
runner-up trophy to the Cardinals of Canfield High School.
Let's go down to the field to hear from the OHSAA's Tim Street.
What a year for Canfield High School. Back in the fall, we gave one of these state championship trophies to your football team. Success in soccer, wrestling, basketball. And now we get to the spring. Canfield softball goes 6-0 in the All-American Conference. You beat the number 2 team ranked in the state to get here to the Final Four. Back in 2008, Canfield won a state title in softball, and now once again, Canfield softball is back on the map in the state of Ohio. It's my honor on behalf of our member schools, our board, and our staff to give the Division II State Runner-Up Trophy in 2023 to Canfield High School. Congratulations.
Certainly, congratulations indeed for Canfield Division II state runner-ups. We'll have the championship side of those medals and trophies presented at Talmadge coming up after we pause for these messages from your local station on the OHSAA Radio Network, brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Ohio high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Why do they officiate? For some, it's a way of staying involved in a sport they grew up with. For others, it's a way to pay it forward by helping kids who play today and tomorrow. It's also a great way to stay active, make extra money, and work with friends. And all of them will say it boils down to one thing: the love of the game. Find your reasons and log on to ohsaa.org to find out how to become an official. You'll be glad you did. This is the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Educate through sports.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
You remember that ball game we went to a couple years ago?
Sure.
And how you didn't have enough cash for 2 hot dogs, so you walked with me on your shoulders until we found an ATM? And then when we got back to our seats, we never saw the hot dog guy again.
Well, I don't remember all that.
Yeah, that was an awesome game.
You never know which moments will be the ones they'll remember forever, so take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 1-877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and Orchard, you're going to want to take a
You
left.
are not going to
Then what you're
believe
going to
this.
do is turn onto Marcy Avenue.
just broke up
and go past the first
apparently
3
she's
lights
happy
and then
about
take
it.
the next left.
I don't really
Then
think
drive 5
she's
more
happy,
blocks
but
and you should be
who
there.
am I to judge, right?
Park on the
Anyway,
right.
That's
I'll
what
see
I
you
heard
later
last
tonight.
night.
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The post-game celebration extraordinaire continuing for Talmadge as they knock off Canfield 9-0 in the Division II state title game. You can hear the individual awards, and rightfully so, being handed out to the Blue Devils.
And the coaches of the Blue Devils, assistant coach Gia Murphy.
And as we were mentioning with Canfield, the assistant coaches and the head coach getting their medals. And as somebody myself who's covered high school sports, just about every one of them.
Assistant coach Ed Seeker.
A ton of credit to the coaches on both teams. Yes, they get a stipend, but if you break down the stipend they get to the hours they put into it, it's literally pennies on the dollar.
For sure, they're out there because they love it, and the amount of hours they put in all year long, they are not getting paid near what they deserve.
To the Talmadge Blue Devils.
Back down to the field to hear from
Back
Tim
in
Street.
the late 1970s and early 1980s, long before any of you were born, fast pitch softball in Ohio was brand new. But the first county that figured it out were the high schools in Summit County. And in 1981, Talmadge won its first softball state championship. And since then, Summit County high schools have won 34 softball state championships. And tied for second in the state, Talmadge has won 8 of those. So on behalf of our board and our staff and 818 member schools, Talmadge, you are the 2023 Division II state champion.
As you can hear, the celebration going on wildly here at Firestone Stadium in Akron. Talmadge, the Division II state champions, as we now pause during the post-game show for these messages from the OHSAA, all brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
I'm Ron Stokes, analyst for Ohio State basketball.
I'm Jim Lachey, analyst for Ohio State football.
Want to edge on your competition? Start by eating a balanced, nutrient-rich diet packed with protein, carbohydrates, and dairy.
And finish with a low-fat or fat-free chocolate milk. It provides 9 essential nutrients to replenish the fluids lost when you've given it your all.
You've trained, practiced, and played. Now fuel up with chocolate milk.
For more information, visit drink-milk.com.
American Dairy Association Mideast is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey fans, June 15th is OHSAA Day at Raising Cane's locations all across Ohio. Go to any Ohio Raising Cane's locations from 4 p.m. to close and mention OHSAA, and a portion of your sale will go towards supporting student athletes in Ohio. Find your local Raising Cane's location by visiting raisingcanes.com and log on to ohsaa.org to follow high school sports in Ohio. Get out on June 15th for OHSAA Day at Raising Cane's and support student athletes in Ohio.
Max Preps is your source for high school sports. From schedules to stats, live scores, rosters, video, and photos, Max Preps has it all. And when you download the Max Preps app, you can add your favorite teams and get notified on the go. Have your own personalized scoreboards and stay updated on the latest news surrounding your high school team. As a proud partner of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, Max Preps wishes every student, athlete, and coach out there a very successful season.
You're listening to the Ohio High School Athletic Association State Softball Tournament on the OHSAA Radio Network.
The Talmadge Blue Devils winning the D2 state crown today as they utilize the middle innings, 5 runs in one inning, 4 in another, to finish with a 9-0 victory over the Canfield Cardinals. Up next, it is the Division I state championship contest. It'll be a very talented Austintown Fitch team doing battle with Anthony Wayne. That game's going to get started about a half hour behind schedule. It had originally been scheduled for a 3:30 start. First pitch will be at 3:30. Coach, any final thoughts today?
Just congratulations to Canfield because they had an outstanding season and they had one of the most exciting semifinal games in this tournament. And for them to come back and win that game was awesome to be able to play today. And it just didn't fall for them. But you've got to give credit to Talmadge. They put it all together today. They hit well, especially the bottom of their order came up in clutch situations, produced. Jackson pitched a very good game, only giving up 2 hits, and they played great defense. So they put it all together, and congratulations to them.
Once again, the final score in this OHSAA Division II state championship game, Talmadge knocking off Canfield 9-0. Hey, be sure to tune back into the OHSAA Radio Network beginning at 3:15 for the D1 title battle, as it's Anthony Wayne taking on Austintown Fitch. Ryan Baker and Karen Linder will have the call of that contest with the first pitch set for 3:30. On behalf of the OHSAA Executive Director, Doug Ute, Radio Network Executive Producer, Tim Street, Engineer Kevin Fowler, our on-site producer, Jackson Lightcap, as well as fellow producer Ryan Baker, and my color analyst, Karen Linder, I'm Bill Morgan. A hearty congratulations to the Talmadge Blue Devils, 2023 Division II State Softball Champions. The preceding broadcast has been a presentation of the OHSAA Radio Network, fueled by chocolate milk.